Hi, my name's Arlene and I'm from the Backyard Urban Farm Company, and I'm going to show you how to grow microgreens at home indoors in 10 days. So these are microgreens, these are peas, these are sunflowers. You can also grow a whole bunch of other different kinds of microgreens like kale, beets, chard, fennel, dill, basil, all sorts of different plants. And basically microgreens are 10-day-old plants that are thickly seeded in potting mix and grown under lights or in a windowsill. This is a organic potting mix. So really all you need is a container about 1 inch to 2 inches deep with soil. It should have holes in the bottom. You also need a saucer so that you can water from below, and also the water can drain. Seed, coconut coir, water, and sunlight or artificial lights indoors. So it's really straightforward, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So I take my container like this and I fill it up with a nice organic potting mix. It's very dry right now, which is no problem. And the potting mix that I choose does not have little fertilizer pellets in it, like synthetic. You don't need that. So just basic organic potting mix, and you fill it up about 1 inch full. Then you broadcast the seed, and broadcasting the seed really just means that you're going to spread it really thickly. I'm using 1/4 cup of seed here. You're going to broadcast it across the surface, just right on the top, like that. And then I'm going to spread them out so they're sort of even, like that. Okay? Then I'm going to take coconut coir, which is basically shredded coconut husk, and I'm going to sprinkle it on top like a mulch. And the reason I'm doing this is because it acts like a mulch. It helps retain moisture. It also prevents damping off, which is a virus or a fungus that happens to plants when they get overwatered indoors, and this helps to avoid that. So look, I'm just sprinkling it on top. It's also very dry. You don't have to use coconut coir. If you don't have it, it doesn't really matter. It's just like an added bonus. And then you water. Now, I like to use a watering can, and I do it like this, just really generous water, because the soil was dry and the seeds were dry and the coconut coir was dry. So I just go back and forth twice like that, and I can feel the weight there. You can see that it's draining a little bit underneath, so you know that you've watered enough. Now, some people like to use a spritzer bottle. You can also spray. Now, with seeds like peas or sunflowers, it's really easy to spray, but with lighter seeds, sorry, it's not working, but with lighter seeds, like tiny seeds like kale or basil, they sort of fly out. So that's why I don't like to use it that much. So you can use a watering can. And basically, once they set root, which is actually probably after 2 days, they'll germinate and set root, you can start to water from the bottom, like this. That's why I like these saucers. And watering from the bottom also prevents damping off, because you're not keeping the soil surface wet. Okay? Once they're ready to go, you just put them under a windowsill, under lights, or put them in a windowsill, and they will grow to about this tall in 10 days, believe it or not. So once they've grown, you want to harvest them. And look at how many there are there. It's a huge amount. So what I like to do is I take a knife. You can also use scissors, whichever you prefer. And I'm going to get a bowl out here. And basically down at the base of the stem, you just sort of saw it like that. And look at that. Look how many you get. It's a huge amount. And when you're done, you can look at these roots here. It's really dense and thick roots. So it's not like you can reuse the seeds. Once they've germinated, they will be spent. But you could try to separate some of the soil and reuse it. And when you're done, this seed and soil combo with all the roots can just be composted. So you can put them in the city compost, you can put them in your backyard compost, or if you do vermicomposting, you can feed them to the worms. So I highly recommend this activity for you to do throughout the winter.